Hello everyone and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. Before we begin, I'd just like to take a moment to provide a candid disclaimer regarding the subject matter that will be presented today. Our video, as you can tell by the title, will detail 10 common symptoms that a cat of senior status will potentially display either months, weeks, or even days prior to passing away. As we all know, this topic and those that are similar are of a sensitive nature, and for the most obvious of reasons. They are indeed unpleasant, but they need to be discussed from an informational and educational standpoint. With that said, this is not an all or nothing type of topic as it relates to a symptoms list. Cats, just like people, are extremely different, and this includes what they will go through and express prior to passing on. So, not every cat will experience all 10 symptoms noted here today. Some will display only a few. On the other hand, if you're watching this video and you have a cat of senior status or geriatric age, do not conclude that just because your feline is displaying one or two of these symptoms noted today, that your cat is in grave danger. This list comes from a place of the collective, meaning that independently these occurrences could be minor in nature, or potentially even less than that, they could mean nothing at all. However, a senior feline that begins to demonstrate a cluster of these symptoms and for a pronounced period of time could potentially be in the final chapter of life. If you have a senior feline and you are concerned about recent behaviors as they relate to your cat's overall health, please take your cat to the vet as soon as possible. Do not wait. And with that said, welcome to today's video. And as always, let's begin with this brief topic overview. Dying cats will become withdrawn and irritable. Unprovoked aggression may become more common. The cat's appetite will change and it will spend more time hiding or become clingy as it feels afraid. Heavy breathing, seizures, lower body temperatures, and an unkempt appearance are other signs. Before we address 10 symptoms, let's discuss the feline aging process. The average lifespan of a domesticated cat or the family cat is roughly 13 to 17 years. Here again, as noted in our introduction, this is not written in stone. Life happens, just as it happens to us. However, it is more than possible for some felines to live over 20 years. Because today's material deals with cats that are of senior and geriatric status, we can say that a mature feline in the 6 to 10 age bracket is the human equivalent of mid 40s to late 50s. Senior status is 10 to 15 years, and that is the early 60s to mid 70s on the human scale. And a geriatric feline that is 15 plus, well, that's the equivalent to the late 70s. On a personal note, I will say that a couple of years ago, at the time of this video, my oldest cat passed away at the age of 20 or 21. Not having him since birth, the age wasn't officially confirmed, but I am certain that when he passed, he was around 100 years old on the human scale. And similar to elderly individuals, a cat's body will naturally begin to wind down during those latter years. A noticeable lack of energy, movement, and a slower pace, in large measure due to arthritis and general joint fatigue. Illnesses, well, they can also last much longer compared to years prior, and felines can also display various levels of cognitive dysfunction. It is through these concerns and this backdrop of knowledge that we introduce these 10 symptoms to you today. And while seemingly innocent on some level, at least on the surface, when they appear in clusters and not independent of each other, coupled with what we naturally know about aging felines, all of this joined together could potentially signal the final stages of life. In addition to death caused by what we would deem as natural causes, illnesses of vast variety are more common to take hold the older your cat gets. Heart disease, cancer, and kidney failure are unfortunately very common. Older cats generally have a weaker immune system, so there are several things working against positive health. While it's common to suggest that your aging feline has taken a sudden turn for the worse, many times it is indeed not sudden, as cats are pros, absolute pros when it comes to hiding and masking pain and illness. It is often not until the final days that the actual suffering is, unfortunately, on display. Out of respect for this topic and our viewers, we will not dwell on a specific issue or symptoms for very long at all. If you do wish to learn more and read more about each sign, if you will, please visit us at seniorcatwellness.com. We have an article, a very well put together piece of information that takes a deep dive into everything. So, if you are currently watching us off site, we invite you to visit us at the conclusion of today's video, and I will provide more information concerning the written material here within moments. As for the 10 symptoms, they are as follows. Number one is hiding. This can be within your home or even outdoors. Number two, clinginess. Cats that are in the final stage often engage in this fashion. Number three, personality changes or a complete personality transformation. A friendly cat can become belligerent, primarily due to pain. Number four, changes to appetite. Cats that are in the final stages are known for refusing to eat for potentially days at a time, unfortunately. Number five, drinking habits. Either your feline will refuse water entirely or drink to excess. The normal and healthy routine is now gone. It should be acknowledged that renal failure ends the life for many older felines. Roughly 50% of all cats over the age of 15 have advanced renal failure. Number six, unkempt appearance. Cats are groomers. Oh, they are constant groomers. Greasy and oily fur is a potential sign that grooming, sadly, is no longer important and worth the time and energy. Number seven is low body temperature. A cat's body temp should be between 100.5 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Cats that are unwell will often seek warm locations due to the stark dip in body temperature. Number eight is muscle weakness. Cats that are in the final chapter are weak in nature. The hind legs are often the first to struggle. Over time, movement occurs less and less until your cat will potentially stop moving at all in an effort to conserve energy. Number nine is breathing difficulty. Cats are nasal breathers, and mouth breathing can become common in elderly felines when it becomes difficult to breathe in a normal fashion. This is often associated with heart failure. And number 10 is seizures. These can occur during the final hours of life. And frankly, there's really nothing else to say about that. It's just not good. And on that note, it is indeed time to close things out for the video portion of this very important yet very somber and sensitive subject. All of us at SeniorCatWellness.com appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope that we handle this video and the aforementioned article regarding this topic with professionalism and conducted ourselves in a first-class manner. This is tough. If you love cats, this is a tough part of reality, but it must be addressed as there are many positive signs that can be taken away from this subject. And as we said in our introduction, this is not written in stone. This list is not the final list. Far from it. Not every feline will experience everything we mentioned today. And just because your elderly cat is exhibiting a few of these signs does not mean, repeat, does not mean the end is near. We do not want you to think that at all. Here again, if you are indeed concerned about your elderly cat's health, please take your precious feline to the vet as soon as possible, if for no other reason than assurance that everything is indeed A-OK. SeniorCatWellness.com is the place to be if you would like to read all about this subject. If you are currently watching us off-site, we invite you to click the initial link in the description box below, as said link will take you to all of the valuable information. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today, especially given the somberness of this topic. We encourage you to please have a wonderful day, all the very, very best to you and yours, and we will, as always. We'll talk to you later.